separate area that they put it in.
Everybody get
And
one.
then they cover it with the same dirt as everything else, so I think it's kind of miraculous.
It's just triple the dumping fee, eh?
Yeah.
Give that to John. You got two of them.
Oh, sorry. Karen, did you
Put
get
your
one?
name on the
I'm trying to
bag
get this stupid.
For identification 100 years from now.
Yeah.
I haven't been done one. He took down some lights up in Hartford. How much is buried in that old dump on Edgewood Avenue there? You don't want to know. Of the stuff. He was contracted by Hartford as an electrician.
Get you
Lights now.
another copy of the other one, Karen.
I can't do anything now with all this video and stuff.
They did. They took them out of Florida and threw them in the swamp somewhere. Well,
Remind me to text Alex when they get closer. What time is it?
Sued Hartford.
2 minutes.
And then they locked my brother-in-law's account for like 3 months.
Oh.
Yeah, it took him forever to get his money back. Deep his pockets, that's what they go for. All right. And he ended up paying something.
Well, you know, the East Troy, was it, the East Troy dumping, years ago, I think it was owned by the town of East Troy. And there was a dumping issue out there. He ended up going back and suing every municipality over X number of years.
This one's yours, right? That's yours, right?
Actually, I should be missing one to give you. I can make you another.
Oh, that's fine. I can get it later, John.
Yeah.
Good.
Testing.
Testing, 1, 2, testing. Gentlemen, you ready?
Yep.
Yep,
John?
everything's up and running.
We're live.
Vernon Town Board of Supervisors for December 21st, 2017, 6 p.m. will come to order. All rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Chairman Thomas Byrd.
Present.
Supervisor Jeff Millies.
Present.
Supervisor Gary Wildy.
Present.
Supervisor Ed Moline.
Present.
Supervisor Bill Craig.
Present.
Mr. Chairman, there is a quorum of your board president and DPW Director John Henneberry is here also.
Open meetings law compliance.
Mr. Chairman, the agenda was posted inside and outside the Vernon Town Hall to the media, to other businesses within the Town of Vernon and the Town of Vernon website. You're in full compliance with the open meetings law.
Public comments. Are there any public comments? Any public comments? Record show there are no public comments. There may be a possible closed session at the end. I'll read the motion to go into closed session. Consideration and possible action on a motion to convene into executive session under Wisconsin Stat 19.85, Pren 1, Pren E, deliberating of negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require closed session, more specifically negotiations for a border agreement with the Village of McWanago, and starting cooperative border agreements with communities bordering the Town of Vernon. Village of Waterford equipment sharing agreement, and consider possible action on a motion to begin executive session under Wisconsin Stat 19.85, Pren 1, Pren C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data for any public employee over which the government body has jurisdiction or exercise responsibility, specifically review of the 2018 DPW Director contract, conclusion closed session will be the Town of Vernon Supervisors, Vernon Fire Chief, DPW Director, Town Clerk, Town Chairman, and we'll need a motion to go into executive session when that comes around. Okay, item 8. Miscellaneous matters. Following matters will be discussed and possible action taken by the town board unless otherwise noted. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna deviate here and we're gonna go to Waukesha County Sheriff's Report. Because we have the sheriff here, deputy. Would you come up, please? Good evening.
Again, my name is Captain Michelle Barstool, Second Shift Patrol Commander at Waukesha County Sheriff's Department. I don't have anything specific for the town of Vernon this evening. We are just reminding people with the holiday season coming up, please make sure that you keep your valuables out of sight in your vehicles, and please make sure that you lock your vehicles due to the increase of theft during this time of year.
I had some complaints about a couple weeks ago about people walking away from Norris. Can you give us an update on what's going on over there? Or do you know what's going on over there?
I don't have any updated information on that. That would have to be something that I would have to look into, specifically last week or just...
About 2 weeks ago.
Okay, all right.
There's a subdivision that's close there, and it seems like they always make their way through and into there, and a couple of the neighbors there get excited. I know there's a neighborhood watch that goes on there and that.
Right, and I did receive an email from the town clerk inquiring about how they could get the word out.
Yeah.
And if we could get that, most neighborhood watches have a distribution list and email list. If there was some way that we could have contact with that, either captain of that association or the watch,
okay,
so that we could let them know and they could get that information out, that might be one way to notify them a little quicker.
Do you have a card?
I do.
Captain, we also got an email back from the director of Norris asking for a joint meeting.
For a joint meeting?
Right, to address that issue.
Okay.
Just so that you know, I don't know if I copied you on that one.
Okay. Was there a date set?
No, sometime after the holidays she requested, because she wanted her directors at the meeting also.
Thank you.
Sure. In the meantime, if the neighborhood watch captain would want to contact me, we could try and set up a better, procedure in place to have them notified right away.
Calling the people that are involved there before the holidays, so
Okay.
I'll let them know that we talked and that we're looking into it. We're gonna get something handled here.
Right, my office number is on there.
Yeah,
I'm off
I see
until
that.
next week. I will be here one day, but then I'm off until the 1st. So.
Happy holidays.
All right.
But otherwise, Merry Christmas to all of you.
Yeah,
Happy
thank you.
holidays.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Karen, you gave us a copy of that complaint filed regarding the property ID as...
That's the dog.
No, not the dog, this is a
The zoning,
firewood business. My question is actually for both of you now. There's a complaint filed. It's an illegal operation, but it's also affecting the road right of way on a county highway. Should a call also go to the sheriff's department? You're probably not even aware of that one yet. Our building inspector was out there. And what they've got is they've got display boxes in the road right of way selling firewood right off the shoulder of the road. Totally illegal operation. So how should we be calling the sheriff's department at the same time we file the complaint?
I can send the captain a copy of the complaint and the address, and then the sheriff's department can make a delineation on right-of-way blockage or vision issues or...
Right, if you send me the complaints, I can send a deputy over there to investigate it further.
In fact, one of you might have been at a fire out there about 2 weeks ago. I think we had an engine there in Berlin had an engineer. There was some kind of a fire in an outbuilding on that property,
Okay.
but maybe no one noticed it. But I'm just wondering if there's some kind of an automatic coordination between the sheriff's department and code violations, if it affects highway right of way, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, if, she wants to send me the complaint, she can definitely send it to the office.
Will do, Captain.
Okay,
Sorry.
all right.
Merry Christmas, Captain.
Thank you, you too.
Have a safe one.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Is that east on National?
Come right out of Enterprise Drive, and if you get up to the north side, you come to
We're gonna go on to item 8 here. Establishing healthcare savings account for town employees with high deductible insurance. All right, who wants to start off with that committee? Bill, you wanna start off?
Sure. I'm glad Karen provided us with this, the courts community program, P17. I had done my own calculations prior to this, and I was coming up with numbers that showed that if we went more than $1,300 to $1,500, that we'd be exceeding where we were last year. So right now, we have some savings with the higher deductible. We'll still have some savings if we do the HSA, but based on the numbers Karen has here, and they kind of agree with what I had, I would personally feel that we gave $1,000 for individual and $1,300 for family coverage. That would be in the ballpark, and that $1,300, as you can see from Karen's figure, would bring us almost right up to where we were last year. Yeah. I also probably want to comment, I'll repeat something I said when the DPW employees were here. There was a little survey done where they had their input, and I want to repeat this. I don't think any of us can expect our coverage to keep up with where premiums are going. I think we're all going to have to acknowledge the fact that down the road, until something drastic happens with health insurance, we are going to be going backwards income-wise to some extent. So we can give raises, we can offer a good program, but we're going to have to be innovative, just like we are now, with this high deductible to keep our budget in whack. I just wanted to point out one thing too, and John, I don't know if you want to take that back to the employees. Looking at our budget that was approved, I believe our crack filling and repairs went backward about 24% for 18. So what I'm getting at is, I personally would have liked to see more money put in the roads, but of course our tax rate is going up as it is. So we held the line on that. So to come back now and overkill on the insurance, to me is contradictory. So. Thank you.
So you want to see, what do you recommend, Bill?
I would recommend, Mr. Chair, that we do 1,000 HSA for single, 1,300 for family.
Once again, that puts health goes to last year, 67.
Within $300. Last year, according to what Karen had here, there was an increase over last year, $1,361.76 for family. So that $1,300 would bring us within $61. And of course, they've got the deductibility, plus they've got the carryover into future years if they don't use it. So it does force employees to be more conservative with their policy.
So if they don't spend that $1,300, they carry it over to,
Yeah.
okay. Ed, what do you think?
Yeah, I know when we signed up for it years ago, when we had it offered at work, if you didn't use it, you lost it at the end of the year, so it wasn't a good plan. They made you estimate what you thought you were gonna spend on it, and I lost money the first year. I said, nah, we'll just do it ourselves. So we funded ourselves. I think the numbers you're coming up with are fair. I mean, if we're within 60-some bucks of where you were last year, John, I don't know how.
No, I agree. Yeah, I don't expect you to be spending more than you were, you know, that's,
I'd second Bill's numbers.
How,
They sound,
how many employees does this affect? Is it just the
6.
DPW, just the 4?
yeah.
6.
And
But
actually,
John opts out of it, right?
It's 5 in the DPW and the clerk's office,
Yeah.
so 6.
and yourself. So actually it's 6, right? So we're
6,
talking
right.
about $6,000.
$6,507 somewhere.
And the way I looked at it is, looking at our budget last year for wages and that, our health insurance, I'm sorry, that would keep us right, like I'm saying, within that $61 of where we were a year ago.
Yeah, that to me is, I think that's generous. I think that's a good deal for everybody. So I think we're giving it our best shot at that point.
Mr. Chair, I did find that number, I was looking at line 284 of our budget, 24.7% we decreased overlay and seal coating in the highway budget. So not that we're comparing apples and apples, but I'm just saying we were holding the line on roads big time. So,
Gary?
Well, I was inclined to go a little higher. I was more like to see about 1,200 and 1,500 for family, but that's just my personal opinion. You know, it still keeps us within the realms of the amount of money that we are saving on the budget in regard to health insurance costs. So, but that's just, you know,
Okay.
just for discussion purposes.
Jeff?
I'm good with numbers. I was kind of hoping maybe the family would be a little bit higher because I think the family deductible is $3,000
Right.
on the plan. For
So what would you like?
single individuals, $1,500, so we're kind of almost meeting the max deductible on the single.
1,015 every year.
Well, yeah, you know, and I'd just like to see the family a little bit higher than what it's at.
Well, what, I'm trying to get an average here.
Yeah, I don't want to exceed the cost, you know, go above what we were paying last year. I'm not sure how much room.
For the 1,000, it was only $67 difference. So if you go above 1,000,
Well, but-
by $67, you're even with
Yeah,
last
so
year.
there's really no money to go.
Yeah, we didn't do anything then.
Yeah.
The only other way to be to lower the individual and raise the family amount. This probably wouldn't go over as well.
So you're
Pretty much everybody
okay with the
family anyhow.
1,013?
Yeah,
1,000 for single and 13
Tyler,
for
but
family?
if he switches, we just add that.
Now, if I remember right, there's only one non-family and all
But
the rest are
but
family, right?
he probably would be moving soon.
He'll be moving into the family plan soon,
All right,
yes.
so you all be family within a year or so?
Everybody would be, yes.
now the 1,000 and 1,300, that was my motion.
Yeah.
Is that what you're intending, Chuck?
Did you make a
I
motion,
thought
Bill?
you said
No,
15.
the 15.
Not yet, I'm trying to get a.
Yeah, 'cause he said my
an
motion, it's
average
like, I
here.
didn't get a motion.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So you're with Ed and Bill?
Yeah, there's really no more money to raise it. Oh,
Well, unless we want to go beyond what we have left.
yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, we're gonna do that.
I was gonna hope that the government could do something with the insurance for everybody,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, they're gonna have to. So,
What was the maximum they could contribute to the HSA? I don't remember that number.
The attorney has
Family-
that on here.
Well,
Yeah.
this one through Citizens Bank was $67.50 for a family, and a single was $3,400 per year. You have to keep a minimum of 100 in the account.
And that would be tax-free then, too.
That's all free tax.
Yeah, which,
It's noted on their end of the year, but it's not taxable income.
Now, Karen, you had an email from a township up north or somewhere.
It was just a form. Yeah, and the attorney supplied lots of forms, you know.
Okay.
And that's mainly for the payroll deduction. if they decide to contribute
Oh, that's it.
monthly,
To put money into it.
Right.
But that's up to them.
right.
We don't have anything to do with that, all we're doing is,
I set it up in payroll, and then there's an automatic, those are all done by ACH. You'd see them every month, you know, based on what the employee wants to do.
and what's your comments, John?
You know, I don't expect you to spend more than you were last year, obviously, and, you know, it's,
So you're leaning towards 1,000 for single and 1,300 for family?
yeah, I think if that's what you can do, that's what you can do. I mean, it's, obviously,
Madam Clerk, you're in that ballpark, let's hear
Yeah,
what you
the same
got to
thing.
say.
I mean, when you look at some of the deductibles that other people are contributing to companies that have much more money, no offense, in the town of Vernon, I mean, I think that's a great contribution. I think it's wonderful too that when you're 65, you can carry it over. So, like I said, I think
Who's
it's more than
counting?
fair. I
Rob
think
again,
it's,
that was 5 years ago.
and the nice thing by the attorney's comments is once the town establishes it, we're out of it. We don't care what the employee does, that's between them and the IRS, and that works for us.
Well, I think this will be an annual discussion, because once you create those
Well,
accounts,
it'll be a budget item then.
it'll be a budget item.
Right. So, we've got Bill, Ed, Jeff, John, Karen, and myself. I'm for the 1,013, and Gary would like to see a little more.
I don't wanna be in the minority, so I can go along with the majority.
Well, you can just get your wall down.
All right, so,
I can live
Thank
we
you.
come to a consensus that it would be 1,000 for single and 1,300 for family, and I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
So that would take effect January 1, is that correct?
Yes, the contribution could not be made until after the first of the year. And that's something that before the contribution is made, it's gonna come to you before it's actually, you will approve those before it's put into the account. I just wanted to note that for the
It's all
record.
one lump sum.
It'll be made out to the individual and their banking institution.
Okay,
But that will not be done until you approve it.
good.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded it. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you, gentlemen. I think the employees will be, I don't know if they'll be thrilled or
No,
what,
it won't
but
be
I think
ecstatic,
they'll,
but
at least they'll know that,
Veterans
Hey, we made a shot.
we got it done before the end of the year,
you'll
so
be
they can-
appreciative,
they
right?
can-
That's for
they
sure.
can count on it. All right.
We're caught between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
The road is,
All right, equipment sharing agreement with the Village of Waterford. This here, I think, we've got it, and if there's anything anybody wants to say, but we also have this for closed session. Because there's some things in here that we probably need to discuss
Hold that
before
to
we
the
jump
side.
into this. So I think if anybody wants to talk anything about this, this was on the closed session part of it, so.
Okay.
Set that one on the side. And if we do anything, we can come back into open and do it. Okay. Ordinance 2017-8, ordinance to rezone Enterprise Business Park. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, I did, you saw the email from Jason Fruth, and Attorney Macy and I talked briefly this afternoon, and what we need to capture, which was not in even Jason's, you saw the 10-page attachment, what Jason didn't capture is the actual language that allowed the outside storage. So what John and I would like to do is draft the ordinance with the language that delineates what was actually approved in 2014, along with the county's enrolled ordinance, So it matches not only what we did in 14, what our current zoning is, and then the enrolled ordinance. So there's two ways. You could either table this until the next board meeting or approve it based upon the attorney and clerk drafting the ordinance. Either way, whatever you'd want to do. But I can tell you what John drafted needs to be changed, and we just want to make sure that it's concurrent with what was actually approved in 14, which was not in Jason's email, and we want to make sure it's concurrent with our current zoning. So to make a long story short, it's not ready.
It's not ready. Is that the blue comments here? Is that
Yeah,
from
what I
John
did is,
Stacy?
no, that's what I did. Based on Jason's, I took the history, but even the history, if you look at that, and the enrolled ordinance from the county, it doesn't say anything about outside storage, and that was the biggest issue that we dealt with in 14 was.
Before the autos.
Right.
Right.
So we just want to make sure we capture it correctly.
And it's,
Should we table it?
this is all coming kinda as we're digging into it, oh yeah, well, why don't we put that in there, that wasn't in there, why don't we, when you're researching this stuff, all of a sudden it's all popping out.
Why don't you get it done right?
Yeah, I make a
Right.
motion to table this.
To the next board meeting?
Yeah.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
It looks like all the references to Waukesha County he wanted out are taken out now. It looks that way.
No, John did not have any references to the county. Jason wanted the references to the county. The problem is what Jason sent me, it probably has their enrolled ordinance, but their enrolled ordinance doesn't talk about the outside storage. So what John and I want to make absolutely sure is what we applied for in 14 is exactly what's in this ordinance. So when we add the word automobile, we also add what we did in 2014.
Okay.
Does that make sense, Bill?
Yeah.
All right, item D, Barber conceptual CSM and/or release of restrictions. So, Madam Clerk.
Well, Mr. David Craig is here also to speak on this issue. Waukesha County, Jason Fruth, the Director of Waukesha County Parks and Land Use, did send a memo indicating that the county does not feel a certified survey map is warranted or needed in regards to the delineation of the envelope for environmental corridor. What Jason Fruth asked for in his email is a delineation of any specific native trees or a delineation of the trees. And I also reiterated a conversation regarding the location of the three trees next to the lot line. I did not get a return email from Jason, but I did get the surveyor's notes that they are in front of you in regards to the surveyor's delineation of the trees on that, in that area.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Here it is.
So basically what the town board would be concurring with the county's delineation of just doing a restriction, removal of the restriction that the petitioner, the Barbers, would have to file with the county to correct that building envelope and address the concern related to the trees in regards to that building envelope.
Well, I'm looking at this, and is this then gonna have to go to Plan Commission, back to Plan Commission?
And it's my understanding it does not have to. It's a board decision.
It's just a board decision?
Right.
Okay. Because I wasn't at that meeting, I'm
No.
sorry, so that's why I'm.
How many trees are we, I thought we were talking about 2 or 3 trees.
Well, and it isn't so, it's the, go ahead, David.
Just to clarify, the county is so far, now, the county hasn't seen this newly allocated thing. This does not delineate what kind of trees these are. The county's concern from my perspective, from my recollection from last week, was native species.
Right, yes.
This individual was not able to delineate what a native species is. But what the county had said last week is, you know what, let's just do this. Let's say that in the future there has to be 3 2-inch trees planted, and we'll call it a wash.
So we're still waiting to hear back from the county in writing, but that's where things were left with the county on that. So that's, from their perspective, that's what we were told is the compensation for encroaching on the
Environmental
native or
corridor.
non-native trees that are in the building.
Well, if they're ash, native ash,
Won't be around.
they're not gonna be
anyway.
around much longer
Yeah.
anyways, unless they're.
Little blue board.
No, I mean, I think the surveyor was able to, to determine that they weren't quality hardwoods, whatever they
Yeah.
are. I don't know if that's, an invasive, scrub tree. He wasn't able to tell, what that is.
All right.
And as I stated, that was sent to Jason Fruth later this afternoon. And I did send the language that was discussed previously in regards to the compromise, instead of going through every sumac tree and ash tree, is the planting of the 3 2-inch diameter trees.
So we're still waiting for the county to weigh in on what they've got.
Yeah, we haven't heard
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's a lot of money to go out there and mark every single dopey tree that's on the property.
No.
I think the nice thing is that a certified survey map, which is a tremendous
Yeah,
amount
a lot of
of
money.
time and money,
Yeah,
is not
for that.
required.
Right.
It'd be nice to see that restriction recorded once we get a response back from the county.
And that'll just be a deed restriction?
Yep,
Recorded as a deed restriction?
it would lift, it would lift the restriction that's currently on the certified survey map.
Oh, are you guys okay with that?
Fine with it.
Just record it as a deed restriction?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Not a problem.
So, what we should do then is just table that matter till we get our results back from the county, put it back on the agenda, and then deal with it. Is that,
I don't know what your options are. I don't know if you could make it a conditional approval based on what the county comes back with, or if it needs to be, I don't wanna overstep in saying times of the essence, but certainly it's gonna.
it's been a long, for a couple of scrub trees, it's been a long,
Yeah.
what do you guys think? I'm okay with it.
Me too. I've
That
heard it thrown
condition.
back and forth. Nobody seems to want to take responsibility for what it takes to wrap it up.
It's
Yeah.
been
Let's take a
back
shot.
and forth, yeah.
The poor barbers are caught in the middle.
Yeah, they're caught in the middle.
Piece of land, they're trying to.
See if we can put this to rest.
Yeah.
So your motion would be concurring with the county's delineation of removing the restriction, the deed restriction, and also the planting of the 3 trees near the lot line as stated in the email, the
Right.
2-inch diameter.
Right. I'll make that motion.
2-inch diameter.
I'll second
Hopefully
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
it. Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
And Mr. Chairman, I promise I will copy the board on all correspondence in regards so you can follow, because I'm sure exactly what you approved is what's going to happen at the county.
I hope so.
Karen, you have me down for recusing?
I noted that for the record, Supervisor Craig.
You can come back now, Bill. We're going on to item E.
Thanks, David. How bad were the roads?
Fine.
They were okay? Thanks, David.
Attending the DNR public hearing for NR 152, January 2018. Bill, do you want to take that?
Now, that should be primarily discussion of stormwater issues, correct?
Where is that at?
I just saw the announcement, Karen.
It's
sent
in
me.
Madison? It's in, the public hearing's in Madison.
What building?
I'll have to look in your notes.
Wisconsin, and DNR building
Okay.
on Webster Street.
When I saw that come up, I immediately sent that out to you guys, because it's like, wow.
Last time Nick and I were there, we were calling
Don't do that.
the Attorney General for the wrong door.
Yeah,
Room
In the rain.
G09.
you might be going.
It's 101 South Webster. Is that right across, that's right across from the Capitol, David, isn't it?
Block to the east.
It's room G09 in the DNR
Same
building.
building we were in with, for the,
That's downtown
Cemetery?
now, SPS or whatever. The court,
I think we were in a historical,
It was not the same building.
historical.
well, we'll
museum
find
or
it.
something.
Well,
So what
like
did
that
you want,
museum.
what did
Yeah.
you want then on the agenda for, Bill?
Oh, I did, I just told Karen.
I want,
volunteered to
yeah,
attend, that's
I just wanted to know if the whole board's gonna go to it, or, should I recognize it as a board meeting that you're gonna participate, or is there just individuals going, or
And the date is?
January 17th at 1:30? Oh, 16th. You can comment, you are able to comment, via email or letters, because it's a public hearing.
Would they take information regarding our trying to get out of stormwater, Bill?
It's my pet peeve.
yeah, they got a circle 13 file.
Well, I hope we get some kind of an outline ahead of time.
Yeah.
That'd be nice, because otherwise I'd be asked questions.
Exactly.
Okay.
Maybe we should just submit a letter from the town too.
Should I draft something for the next board meeting?
Sure.
Yeah,
That way we're on record.
opposing
All right.
fees.
And then, if we're gonna go, probably set an
Your
agenda.
house, if you can put an agenda.
Yeah.
something together.
We'll let you know when we
Okay.
put an agenda together for it.
Okay,
Okay. So, we're gonna write a letter.
Yeah.
I can see.
Agenda. Okay. All right, authorize cell chairman to sign the DPW director's contract. This is on here because we had talked in closed session, we had a couple of changes. And those changes are now incorporated into his contract. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move.
is it all done? It's not,
Discuss something else on there? I don't know.
Do you, I don't have anything else to discuss. Do you have anything, John?
is the dollar amount right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remote's fine.
Yeah, this is basically because we did that all in closed session and we didn't come back out of closed session, so.
Okay.
This needs, we need to tell the public that we had changed things. Everybody wants to take a look at his contract. It'll be on file here at the clerk's office.
Yeah.
And, there's a motion. Is there a second? Eddie made the motion.
I made a
correct?
motion.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Alright. Okay.
Sign
Correspondence and announcements. Bill, we'll start with you this time.
Nothing to announce at this point.
Alright, Fred?
I've had several calls of people complaining about the $10 fee. I heard, listening to Bill in the last meeting when I wasn't here, you had questioned whether you should have thought about that a little harder. I've had people screaming at me about it, and I thought, I was gonna go to the bank, draw a couple $100 out and pay it myself, just to get rid of the problem, but I don't know what the big issue is, other than people feel like we're taking something from them, that they didn't see coming or have any idea of. And you try to explain it to them, and you get the answer, well, I've been burning for years. And then you ask, well, have you ever called that? Oh yeah, all the time I call. And you explain, well, if they get X number of calls a year, and that just drives people crazy, they can't get their work done. Well, that's not their problem. Hire more people is what I hear. I mean, there's no logic to the complaints.
Oh, I know.
But I did promise one of the people I would bring it up at the meeting, because they were very, very disturbed about it. I said we made a decision based on cost. You know, it costs us something to put these programs together, and I didn't think $10 was outrageous. And I explained to him, I thought that, by law, we've got to keep these fees within reason of what the actual cost is, so we're not gouging them on these costs. But you got to cover some costs. I didn't go into or anything like that, I just stayed with the fire. So I met my promise, I brought it up, I still think it's a legitimate charge, and I support it.
Okay, thanks. Gary?
The only thing I have is that the public health and safety won't meet in December because of the holiday naturally, and there were some things that came out of the last public health and safety meeting that I discussed with John, that some safety things that some of the members had asked about, and I brought the information to John. He's gonna look into it and determine whether those ideas are feasible or practical. And other than that, if we're not gonna have any other discussion, I wanna wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I hope we don't have any major snow to contend with in the next week or so. Personally, I wouldn't want to see any snow until next year. I hate it, you know. But anyway, I know there's a lot of people that like snow, so. But have a safe and blessed holiday.
I have nothing except wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and wish you all the best.
All right, I have nothing. And we'll go to reports. John?
I didn't really bring much in, I just, like I said, I brought the information for the VAC abatements, just to give you guys a look over. I know
I don't have it
I
on the agenda.
kind of promised to have it to you before
I
this
don't have
meeting, but
DPW report on the agenda.
kind of got forgotten about. Just so we can look into that, hopefully for next meeting, kind of make a decision what we'd like to do with that. Proceed with one of these bids or what.
If I may, I loaned a table and chairs to the card parties over there when they were being held there. I've got a bunch of grandkids coming up that are gonna want used tables and stuff, so I'd like to get that back if we're just gonna raise that building and do something with it.
Oh,
So
there's
someday, maybe next week or something, I can.
absolutely,
swing over
there's
there and
a lot of stuff. I went and I did, pulled the plug on the dehumidifier over there, the heat's down to like 41. I'm just, at a bare minimum, turn the water off, but I didn't drain everything yet, so
Yeah,
there's still
we're
some,
gonna need some stuff there, so.
there's still some stuff there that, needs to be cleaned out before we really totally shut the power off.
I'll get rid of the table. Rich might wanna talk to Tim about to see what's going on.
Yeah, again,
Storage.
we have to find out what we're gonna do with all his equipment over there.
Yeah, basement loaded.
I filled,
All right,
we
that's
took
not,
all the,
that's over and above beyond the agenda items, so.
Okay.
Okay. Madam Clerk?
The only thing I have is, I have gotten a few complaints from the neighbors that live right across the street about, suspicious activity at the town hall. They are requesting a gate to be put in. I asked them to please contact the sheriff's department if they see anything suspicious. But I did promise that person that I would bring that up at the meeting. And the only other thing is we still are accepting donations for the homeless veterans. We've got a lot here, a lot of cards, a lot of donations. So we're accepting donations for the homeless vets until December 31st.
Your new knee is ticking.
Yeah, it's like, stop it. Sorry. That's it. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Yay!
All right. Finance. Accounts payable for December 21st.
Did we ever get those receipts?
No, we did not.
Still not.
What are we gonna do about that?
And I just wrote on there no receipts. I'm just covering myself because that's going to be asked by the auditor.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what. I feel bad for John Kubaki because you can see in his email, he turned his
Yeah.
receipt into the chief. But Chief's on his way.
This has been going on for quite some time.
Well, he was,
Doing good for a
yeah.
Karen, I only had one thing, and it wasn't a big thing. I had 63653. I had no invoice copy. It's on page 6 of the detail. That's all I had to discuss. I didn't see an invoice, so I don't know if that number was out.
What was it, Ed? I'm sorry.
63653. Everything else I had, that was the only issue I had.
Waukesha Public Work dues? You didn't have one for the,
Yeah.
for John's dues?
Yes, I did.
You did have that one?
The Public Works is the only one I did, the Waukesha. Wasn't that 636, was the
Yes.
Waukesha?
Yeah, the Public Works. Was that missing in everybody's packet?
County Public Works Association dues, 2018, it was only,
$70, I believe.
yeah, $7. I just wanted to make sure I didn't see it, so.
Does anyone know what these BCom invoices are for? Looks like vehicle chargers, this is,
Oh, that's all the fire department stuff.
It is all.
I was assuming that was I assumed there was a ton of stuff we put on that new vehicle,
Yeah.
and that looks like the radio, chargers and stuff, and the whole screens and all that stuff for the truck. It all fits with what they normally do when they get a new truck.
Did you have this one, Tom? Waukesha County DPW? Should I pass this down?
Almost looked almost.
Don't keep it, that's the only one I got. Check the e-packets.
You'll get a lot.
John will kill me.
That's the
I really-
invoice that pass back to Karen.
I really hate to approve APs when we're missing receipts for certain items.
I know, but if we don't pay the bill,
What if we tell our fire chief, there's gonna be a late charge, it's gonna come out of his, stipend, or it's out of his, allowance? Cell phone, I don't care where it comes, he's been told this enough. We go over this almost every meeting. And you go begging, Karen, how many times did you have to beg for these?
3 times on these, both
What
of
does
them.
it take to put a receipt in your pocket, throw it in a basket when he gets back to the office, and turn it?
yeah. Well, he'll be here.
Is he coming for the closed session?
Yeah, he's on his way now.
Oh,
But the problem is,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
The last time I talked to him about this, he had a special envelope on his desk, everybody was supposed to put the receipts in. That's the one you get, and you have all your people verify it.
yeah, I opened his stuff up in front of
This should
staff.
not be rocket science.
Did I get the DPW thing back?
No.
Oh, okay. I just need the DPW, John's, dues back.
The invoice that you have,
That you just showed me?
that's not a keeper.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my house.
Oh, and just so you know, in that Hawes bill, that will be done in payroll. That request for that, that's done in
Oh.
payroll like everything else.
Yeah, for the dog license?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Just so you know. I mean, that's, gotta follow the laws.
Is that for this year so far?
Yes, yep.
Well, will she submit another bill, do you believe?
No, this is it.
Huh?
This is it.
Yeah, but I mean, was there's no more bills coming for dog license?
No, that's the final from the
Okay,
county.
all right,
I just wanted to let you know that.
okay.
So what do you wanna do, gentlemen?
You go. You go down there.
Who's talking?
I'm sure he doesn't have the receipts with him.
So,
No.
you got it.
If there's no other questions, I'll make a motion to approve, BAP's batch 201-71221, in the amount of $87,738.93.
How much is missing?
Nothing really.
No.
The receipts, how much of the receipts is missing?
Oh.
I think it's 315 on one and 198.50 on the other.
Okay.
I'll second
Any more discussion?
Well, I could agree with it if we make payment of those subject to getting the receipts.
Yeah, but I don't wanna pay the penalty, I think that belongs to the person responsible for turning it around.
Correct. Good.
Any more
I hate to hold up 87,000 in EPs because of a couple $100, but it's getting down to the principal thing now.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Manual checks.
There are none, sir?
ACH transaction.
I make a motion to approve the ACH in the amount of $120,371.80.
Is there a second?
There were 3 payrolls, just so, I mean, you
Right.
guys know that, but just want to tell the public, not that we're rolling in the dough.
Right. As a November payroll and a payroll account.
I'll second it. Discussion?
Wait a minute, I'll pull out the checks.
No more discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Financial statements. Well, I'm looking at the end of November here, and we finally got our payment from state shared revenues.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave. And total revenues are $2,957,000. And then expenses we're on $3,112,000, so we're about $99,000. But we took out the loan
Yeah.
for $200,000. That is not in here yet. As, that's gonna be in as revenue, Madam Clerk,
In
correct?
December, yes.
In December. So we will be then with the money instead of the $400,000, and we did a good job on that, I think, because we would have been something like, we got 99,000 that were behind as of November. With the 200,000, we're gonna have 100,000 ahead when that comes in for December. If we would have took and borrowed the 400,000, we'd have been 300,000 to go along with the 350,000 that we've got in undesignated funds. Way, way, way too much, so it worked out pretty good for us. We're not a bank.
No.
Gotta make more money if we were.
Okay, minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I did make the change to Supervisor Wildy's comments, that's before you. The town is in compliance with the zoning violation that was at Vernon Fire Station number 1 regarding the trailer. Gary, I don't know what you want me to write. You said there's still a black SUV and a small boat at Vernon Station number
Yeah, as long
1.
as the chief's here, maybe he can explain, you know.
We have the car there for training, we're gonna be cutting it apart.
It's parked in a wetlands area, could it be moved onto the pavement, do you think?
Sure.
So that people don't think that it's.
Oh, it's not a wetland, it's on the grass off the parking
Yeah,
lot.
but it-
Because that's
it
where we
looks-
usually train.
Yeah. What about the boat?
We're gonna get rid of that,
Okay,
yeah.
And there's a bunch of like odds and ends back in there, are you gonna clear
There's
a
some
lot of
scrap lumber we're gonna burn.
that scrap lumber, burn that stuff up?
Yep.
Gary,
Okay.
how do you want the minutes to read, though?
What does it say? I
It
don't have
says,
my minutes right here.
there still is a black SUV and small boat at Vernon Station, Station number 1 that need to be moved. Is that what you want?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
then it's,
Now, just so you guys are aware, we do a fair amount of training that throughout the year, we bring vehicles and stuff in to train on. So I don't know if that's,
No, that's fine. As long as they don't stay there on make flower pots out of them or something on a permanent
we had a
basis.
burn prop, our last van we had there for several years because it was a burn prop for us. But, you know, that's part of our training because we don't have anywhere else to put it. So I don't know if that becomes an issue or if that's something that,
No, I can appreciate the fact that you need this stuff there for training, you know. It just as long as it, you know,
Let's see what happens.
not there on a permanent basis.
It seems to me that we need some type of a fenced area.
Yeah.
trees,
Well,
Trees?
plenty of trees, but
Big pine trees.
swamp.
you know, yeah, I don't know if it's,
There goes a bucket.
I don't know if it's, who's complaining about this because that stuff's been there, that trailer was there for 20 plus years.
It's the people that live up on the hill behind you.
Well, the key is all it takes is one, because
On Vernon
of our
Road.
ordinances, it's
Right.
violation, and we gotta address it.
I don't know if we can try to look at building a
Well,
fence.
we're still on minutes here, so.
Okay, I had a question, page 2 at the top, paragraph D, as in David. Gary, I don't know, maybe you can tell me if I'm wrong. It says Chairman Thomas Burdesky, Supervisor Gary Wilkie to discuss a replacement. Wasn't the discussion as to whether we should have non-residents on that safety committee? Or did I miss something?
it was the individual.
Yeah.
It was the person that he questioned that is no longer a resident in the town of Vernon.
Right, but we didn't talk about a replacement at this point, did we? This talks about a replacement for public health.
Yeah.
I thought Gary was looking for input on having non-residents
Right.
on the committee.
Well, if he should be replaced or not.
We're gonna talk about that.
It was the
staff, I
person, yeah, you said but he was talking about a person, not, he was
Right.
talking about a person.
What I'm saying is there a vacancy on there now by that person?
know. Yeah,
Well, he's never there.
he's not there.
He's your fifth, right?
Yeah, but he hasn't been there for the last 3
So it'd
meetings.
be 2 issues then,
Pardon?
2 issues,
Yeah.
okay. So you're looking for a replacement and wondering whether we should have non-residents
Right.
on
Well, has it
committee?
been decided that he cannot?
No, Karen sent a letter.
And you guys are gonna talk about this
We're
at
gonna talk
staff.
about it.
Yeah, that staff meeting.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
we
all.
can
I-
probably make some decisions, get the input.
Okay, so is there a motion? Accept the minutes with the changes? I'll make that motion.
Okay, I'll second with the changes.
All those in favor?
Uh,
Opposed? Ayes have it. Next meeting date, January 4th, 6 p.m. Public comments, are there any public comments? Any public comments? No public comments? Okay, motion to go into closed session, consideration possible action to, motion to convene an executive session under Wisconsin Stat 19.85, Pren 1, Pren E, deliberating or negotiation of purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session, more specifically, negotiation of a border agreement with the village of Waukesha and starting cooperative border agreements with communities bordering the town of Vernon, and consideration and possible action on a motion to convene into executive session under Wisconsin Stat 19.85, Pren 1, Pren 2, consideration of employment promotion compensation or performance evaluation data of a public employer which the government body has jurisdiction responsible Specifically, review of the DPW contract. Included in the closed session, DPW Director, Vernon Town Supervisor, and Town Clerk. Motion requires a roll call vote. Well, in that, we already took care of DPW Director, so does anyone see any reason DPW Director? Other than with the other stuff, we're not gonna be talking about his contract, that's taken care of in closed session, okay? Okay.
Question, you gonna need any answers from him on,
Well, that's what we're gonna go into closed session for.
well, I thought you were asking if we needed.
No, we need him in closed
Okay.
session, but we're not gonna be talking about his contract, because we already took care of it.
No.
Okay. I'm setting the game rules here,
Gotcha.
okay? All right, motion requires a roll call vote.
Question. Did you mention Alex?
Yeah.
While I'm
Yep.
Here?
Yep.
Yep,
Okay.
he did.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session.
Second.
Chairman Thomas Burt,
Yes.
Supervisor, Bill, Jeff Millies.
What's your name again?
Who are you?
I'm sorry, Supervisor Jeff Millies. Supervisor Gary Wildy?
Yes.
Supervisor Ed Moline?
Yes.
Supervisor Bill Craig?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I'll note for the record that your town board voted unanimously to go into closed session.